Good morning. So today is day one of the Dr. Bobby Price. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little flare, little glare. My Dr. Bobby Price 14-day detox. Now, I bought enough to do 28 days, but um, right now, as of the first couple hours in this morning, I'm like, ooh, child, this might have to be 14 days. Um, I definitely came into it with a pretty positive approach. I was like, I watched some videos beforehand, and people talked about the bitterness and all that stuff. And I was thinking to myself, you know what, I probably can handle it. I do a lot of herbal tea detoxes without anything added to it. Um, Sometimes I would add like my stevia select, um, which is I think it's a stevia that doesn't have anything else added to it. I have another brand that I also use that has nothing else added to it. So it's just pure stevia leaf. So I don't do that all the time. Sometimes I'll just get unsweet tea if I'm out somewhere and I don't want water. Um, but and I won't add anything to it. So I was like, I probably can handle the bitter taste. The other thing that I previously have already been doing prior to starting this today, I do a lot of plants. I'm on a low carb diet. I don't do the low carb junk food like that. Now I will say I did eat more low carb junk food last week than I have in a long time. And that was just me having a week of being whatever because I knew I was going into this fast. But that was not a regular for me because on the weight loss program I've been on, they frown upon doing that. And usually my diet has been some sort of protein and vegetables and fruit. Um, Now, the part that I felt like was going to be the hardest for me is saying no to uh, the animal protein. I do still indulge in animal protein, but I actually had stopped eating beef and pork. So the animal proteins that I normally would eat um, would be fish, wild caught fish, shellfish, turkey, and sometimes chicken, um, and then eggs. And then as far as dairy, the only cheese that I really have been doing was goat cheese or feta cheese. I don't do the yellow cheeses. I don't do cheddar cheese, none of that. American cheese, none of that. Um, but I would go to the store and get like I think Boar's Head feta cheese doesn't have any cellulose, doesn't have anything added to it, no preservatives, and so that's what I would try to find. Um, and then sometimes, unfortunately, I like if I was traveling somewhere and couldn't pack my food, then I would be forced to eat out, but I still would try to make healthier decisions while I'm eating out. That being said, when you eat out, you can't really control what they put in the food, as far as like any preservatives that were already there before it got to the restaurant. But you know, I still would not let that be an excuse to eat crazy. So like, there are certain places that I like. If I'm going to the same place often, I know where I can get spinach and spring mix and fruit and stuff in that restaurant, and so I would choose to try to eat at that place. So, that being said, I started this morning with a positive attitude like, oh, this is going to be pretty good. I'm going to be okay. The hardest part is going to be the animal products, but child, I'm going to tell you, this is hard. I cannot drink it without making a face. The bitterness is so overwhelming. It like the bitterness itself, I think, has given me a partial headache. I know that it's working already because I've already gone to the bathroom, and normally I have early morning movement, but I can tell, like I can feel things stirring in my gut. I think the thing that helped it start working a lot quicker is because, like I said earlier, I do a lot of plants already. So I'm eating my greens every day. I eat uh, a lot of different types of greens most of the time. And I'm doing that usually twice a day at least. I really do like to have greens also in my breakfast. Um, but you know, sometimes, well, most of the time I do have greens in my breakfast. If I do a smoothie or if I do eggs, then I'm having a lot of chopped up greens and other vegetables in my eggs. So I do get a lot of fiber. I know one of the things Dr. Bobby Price said, when you switch to plant based, your body's not used to getting a lot of fiber. But that's been a big part of my diet because I do have a diagnosis of ulcerative colitis. So that and a really powerful kefir um, probiotic, I do that all the time. And now I think he has a video about fermented foods, and I think he says he doesn't think that they're necessary. I'm not really sure. I think I heard that, but for me, that's been a part of my healing process. Maybe perhaps after I do all of this, I might not need it. Don't know. But we're gonna see. Um, we're gonna see. That's all I can say. Um, but again, this is day one. So far today, I've been drinking this. I've been drinking lot of water with it. I had an apple, and I had like I said, I do eat fermented foods, so I had uh, fermented vegetables already today. Fermented beets, cabbage. I'm trying to remember all that's in there. Fermented beets, cabbage, and carrots, something like that. And I get an organic brand that doesn't have the only other thing in it besides the vegetables is sea salt. And so I just ate that, and I'll probably make a smoothie in a little while. Um, After a while, I'll do that and just sit here and continue to pray that I can get through this taste. Is awful. It is awful. But they say that by day 5, you get used to it. I'm hoping that the second batch is better. I started with the Parasite Candida cleanse this morning. Um, and the reason why I was kind of drawn to that one is because usually I start my day with a detox tea and a green tea already. And in my detox tea, I normally add to it cloves and ginger and cinnamon and nutmeg, turmeric. So I was already that was already and also cayenne pepper, and that was already a part of my personal daily routine. So I was drawn to this one first because it does have cloves in it. So I was like, ooh, this might taste really good. Mm-mm. And the other thing that I realized, because I rewatched his video this morning, I thought I was doing a flat tablespoon, but mine might have been a little bit too heapy. So I will watch that better when I make um, my batch for tomorrow. When I make that later tonight, that could also be why it's super extra, because I might have used a little bit too much. My tablespoon. I didn't use the measuring spoon. I used the flat one, but I don't think it was flat enough. So I'm gonna try that. Maybe that'll cut down on all the bitterness. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Um, And I'm really going to try my best to try to do plant-based products. It's hard. It's hard, y'all, but I know at the end of the day, it's going to be worth it. I do have my coconut as well. So when I make my smoothie this morning, I'm going to do some coconut in it as well. My smoothie is going to have a bunch of different mixed greens. It's going to have strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. Um, I ran out of papaya, so I need to get some more. But oh, sorry, not raspberries. Strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and, and the greens. um, I feel like I'm missing something besides papaya. And anyway, it'll have coconut in it as well. Um, and then I have an organic almond milk that I get that does not have. So you have to literally like read these labels. I think the almond milk that I have only has 3 ingredients. It doesn't have all the fortified stuff that they add to it. It is almond milk close to its natural form. It has actually more healthy fat in it than the highly processed ones and more protein than the highly processed ones. There are 2 different brands that we get in this household. One of them we haven't gotten in a while, and I can't remember the name of that brand. Um, but maybe I'll do a video a little bit later to talk about some of the better brands of stuff that I get where it's like 5 ingredients or less. Um, Same thing with a plant-based protein. I've already been on that. You have to find plant-based proteins that don't have 20 ingredients. So there's specific brands that I know only have like maybe 3 to 5 ingredients. Like, and that's what I try to do. And everything you can't pronounce, everything you know what it is. So yeah, maybe I'll do a video of that either later tonight or tomorrow morning. And yeah, we'll do that. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.